Hi guys. Hi guys and welcome back to class. So today we're going to start off with looking at this quote. The quote is all's fair in love and war. I want you to write a sentence explaining what you think that this quote means. How does comparing love to war develop your understanding of what makes love complicated? To start our lesson for today, our essential question is, what is love? And our focusing question is, what makes love complicated? And our content framing question in our no stage says, how do A Midsummer Night's Dream and Epitaph build my knowledge of love's complexities? And in our craft question in our execute stage, how do I sequence an argument? So in this lesson, you will apply your understanding of the complexities of love as they are represented in both Epitaph and A Midsummer Night's Dream. And you're going to consider what is fair in love in these two stories and what might go too far. Today we're going to be having a Socratic seminar. For those of you who are online, you're going to be engaged in an online discussion. This means that you need to respond to your peers and what they have said in the discussion board. Give your feedback on what you think or whether you don't think that you agree with their statements or their evidence or their ideas that they have made about Epitaph and A Midsummer Night's Dream. So I want us to ask ourselves a question. Are the characters in Epitaph and A Midsummer Night's Dream responsible for their actions? Why or why not? And then I want you to identify at least two specific pieces of evidence from each text to support your ideas. This is a way for us to practice having discussions with our peers. Before we have the discussion on this question, I want you guys to prepare by answering these questions first. What actions are justified in the pursuit of love? And when, if ever, do things go too far? And how is love complicated by the fact that lovers undertake false actions to pursue true love? Do the characters in Epitaph and A Midsummer Night's Dream exert agency? Do they have control over their love lives? Remember, we recorded the definition of agency in the previous lesson. So please refer back to your notes, or you can go back to that lesson to get clarity on what that means. Looking at what you wrote down for the welcome activity, is all fair in love? Is it all fair? Now onto our writing section in our execute stage. How do I sequence an argument? So remember, this is how we've been sequencing our arguments before. If we were writing a paper, we would first state our claim, then our reasons, then our evidence, then we would elaborate, and then we may even introduce an opposing claim that we feel makes our claim seem better. So now I want us to practice using the CREA model. You're going to use your evidence-based claim from your knowledge journals, and you're going to cite evidence from Epitaph and A Midsummer Night's Dream, and you're going to consider the best sequence that you need for your argument. Which of the two texts has more influence over the claim that you developed in response to the question, is all fair in love? To end today's lesson in our no stage, how do A Midsummer Night's Dream and Epitaph build my knowledge of love's complexities? Is all fair in love? For tonight's homework, I want you to review your notes and annotations so that you can prepare for the focusing question task that's in the following lesson. Now let's look at these two sentence pairs. We have one pair here, one pair here. The first pair says Epicat wishes that he were human so he could marry Pat. Epicat wishes he could be human so he could marry Pat. So here we say Epicat wishes that he were human so he could marry Pat, and Epicat wishes he could be human so he could marry Pat. Then let's look at this one. Both stories command that the audience consider the feelings of the rejected lover. Both stories command the audience to consider the feelings of the rejected lover. Which sentence do you prefer from each of the pairs? So which sentence out of these two do you prefer? Which sentence out of these two do you prefer? Ideas written using the subjunctive verb mood can be expressed using other moods too. Though the subjunctive verb mood is less common now than it was in Shakespeare's time, it provides a sense of formality and even beauty that is still useful today. So I want you to choose one opinion from the Socratic seminar with which you did not agree. So for those of you who are at home, you're going to find a comment inside of the discussion board from one of your peers that you did not agree with. And then you're going to write a brief response to that idea or option using the subjunctive verb mood at least once. How did studying Epicat alongside A Midsummer Night's Dream build your knowledge of the complexity of love? When you answer this question, I want you to use the subjunctive verb mood to express uncertainty. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's lesson. Please, once again, if you need help, come to Alphas Hours for clarity. I'll see you guys then.